If Uncle Roger reviewed you making egg fried rice, how would you react in a video to him seeing you make it? Today we're going to be seeing what Barry thinks of Uncle Roger watching his egg fried rice video. And well, if you are new to the channel, my name is James. I've been cooking for many years and I have plenty of videos and recipes on my YouTube channel. If you do happen to enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a share and a like, but most importantly, hit the subscribe button and the bell notification so you don't miss out on any future content. Now, let's get started.
They both smell amazing, nice and fluffy. But
this not fluffy, this soggy. It almost porridge. What is that clump of sadness?
oh, boy, yo, that's not good, is it? Okay, fair enough, you got me. But to be fair, I did make 5 recipes in that video, and that was genuinely leftover rice from a busy family where we just like wanted some rice, and I thought it'd do the job, and it did end up looking like rice pudding. But Uncle Roger didn't stamp his foot. He said I looked about 35 and he liked the fact that I loved MSG, which for me today stands for my second go.
I'm starting to like Barry's videos. You know why? Because it seems like he always tries to see the good out of something instead of just the negativity. Even though Uncle Roger was a little hard on him in the video, and yes, his egg fried rice did look like rice pudding, he didn't do that bad because it wasn't the main focus of the video.
Yes, today I'm attempting to make a better egg fried rice, and if you're going to be a nephew Barry, you might as well do it properly, or at least try and do a bodged version.
Oh, he bought it. He bought a shirt. Okay.
Right, I feel like I work at a summer camp. I really hope my doorbell doesn't go.
With the polo shirt, he does kind of look like he works at a summer camp. You know, thinking about it, maybe I should get my polo out and wear that too for this video, because I'll tell you what, the shift coat is hot as hell. It is a little wrinkled, yeah. I didn't expect to be wearing this today, otherwise I would have ironed it. And this is like about, how old? Oh God, I think I got this in like 2011 or something, so it's pretty old. Still fits, albeit it's a little tight, but it feels a lot better than wearing the chef's coat, huh? You can actually breathe a little bit.
All right, so let's talk about the recipe. I couldn't find an official Uncle Roger egg fried rice recipe unless I've missed it. But another food creator that I enjoyed, Joshua Wiseman, is actually quite good pals with Uncle Roger and has actually done his egg fried rice, but better. It looks absolutely awesome.
Joshua does do an excellent job, but many of his recipes tend to be like a foot long and they tend to take hours to make. I know because I've remade a few of Joshua's recipes, and if you haven't seen any of those videos, be sure to check those out after seeing this one.
However, I must say there are some quirky ingredients in this. So there's rice, eggs, oil, some shallots instead of onions. Okay, not too bad, but then it gets onto some really interesting things. Sweet soy sauce. I've never seen sweet soy sauce before. Double-aged soy sauce, something called sambal, and even something called galangal. Yes, I have 100% pronounced that wrong, but to give myself the best chance possible, yesterday I popped to a massive Asian supermarket.
All right, Wai Hong supermarket. This place is massive.
Whoa. He's not joking about it being massive. I mean, what? It's like 3 stories. My goodness. I wish I had an Asian supermarket that size next to me. Most of the Asian stores around here are bazaars, but all they sell are basically all the little trinkets and everything from Alibaba.
Look at all of this soy sauce. This is crazy.
Whoa.
I don't know what lemon sauce is, but I want some of that. Sweet soy sauce, this might be the biggest bottle I've ever seen. Looks like a beer, but that will do. That is galangal. Amazing. That's the one I need. Sambal Olek, apparently. Never knew there were so many sambals. But I couldn't get the aged soy sauce. There's so many there, so I've got this. This is apparently one of the most premium brands of dark soy sauce. The guy freaked out when I asked him about using mushroom sauce, so I'm going to use this. I don't see the MSG anywhere, but I'm sure it's here.
The guy freaked out when he asked him about mushroom sauce. I can imagine that. Anyone's wondering what dark soy sauce is, it's exactly what it sounds like. It's soy sauce that is usually aged longer, it is thicker, and it has a lot more flavor than normal soy sauce. So you don't need to add as much of it to have the amount of flavor that you do with light soy sauce or just normal soy. It is also more expensive, and at least in my case, when I had to get dark soy sauce for, I think it was actually making the Swedish meatballs, he added a little bit of soy sauce to them. It needed dark. It was very difficult to find. Like, I couldn't find any. It took me a long time to try to get a bottle of it, and it was extremely expensive.
All right, that was rather interesting indeed. They didn't have carry bags. You just grab a box. So I've got a load of random goodies in there. They did have the aged soy sauce, but they only sold it in a gigantic barrel. So I don't know if that's for like Chinese restaurants, because a lot of them shop in there. So maybe he said I literally could have swam in it. I don't think I'm going to need that much, but I tell you what, some of those ingredients in there I really could not have got hold of in my standard supermarket.
With a lot of these specialty ingredients, you have to get it as an Asian market, because otherwise, well, your local store may carry a few things, but at least where I am, I mean, my local store carries some like teriyaki sauce and some things like this, but it's not the same.
I even got myself a proper wok. This is a carbon steel one, and I think we've got to season it. I've never done that before, and that's not just putting salt and pepper on it.
Uncle Roger would be so proud of Barry. He bought a wok on top of it, and he bought a carbon steel one. The only thing is that unless you have the ring burner to have like a wok with a round bottom, I would suggest to get one with a flat bottom. The round bottoms are better, but again, unless you have something to hold it, it can be a little difficult to cook with.
I found some carbonara bacon noodles and something called Calpis soda.
Carbonara bacon noodles! Oh my goodness, don't show this to Vincenzo, huh? I don't think it's real carbonara.
Ooh, that's nice. That tastes like Sprite mixed with ice cream.
All right, so this is the sweet soy sauce. Thailand's #1 seasoning brand, Duc Som Boon. And this is the premium dark soy sauce, which costs an absolute fortune, but the guy was raving about it in there.
Now be honest, Barry, is that the same guy that freaked out on you when you asked him about the mushroom sauce?
Oh, wow. Yep, that looks like chili paste, all right? This is the sambal. Smells really good though.
This is probably what Jamie was thinking of when he added the chili jam to his egg fried rice.
It's got heat, but it's also got the sweetness, and it's going to kind of glaze.
Oh, no. Is this how you trick white people to eating chili? You give them fresh chili, they go,
No, I don't actually like chili.
give them chili jam, and they go,
Oh.
Sambal can be a little spicy, whereas chili jam is a little sweet. And he doesn't like a lot of spice, so this is probably why he added it.
All right, so like ginger, it looks just like ginger actually. I'm intrigued to try it. I mean, hopefully it tastes like creamy Sprite.
Huh?
Oh gosh, that's like eating a tree.
No, don't eat it raw. No, not raw.
Oh. Let's try the sambal. What? Woo! Yeah.
I think that he didn't expect it to be that spicy. If you need a little pick-me-up, especially in the morning, instead of having your coffee, just have a little teaspoon of sambal. That'll wake you up in the morning.
What? Woo! Yeah. The dark soy sauce. Ooh. Oh, that's lovely. Really intense. Water, salt, soy contains licorice. I can't stand licorice. I like that. And a little bit of yeast extract. So some person. Where is this from? It's from Taiwan, but bottled in Nottingham. There's someone in Nottingham in England putting Marmite in that bottle. But what about this much thicker sweet soy sauce?
It's gonna be sweet.
Ooh, that's gorgeous. Oh, that is not salty at all. That's pretty much like a black honey. That is gorgeous. If I was to have that blindfolded, I would not think that was soy sauce. Right.
I think he likes the sweet soy better than the sambal. It looks like it.
The rice I was using was leftovers from a weeknight meal where we'd used it on the hob just to satisfy the family, so it wasn't the best, and a lot of you guys have said, please use a rice cooker. So yesterday, I did that so we could actually overnight chill our rice, giving it a good old wash many times to get rid of that starch. Oh wow, look at that colour change. I feel like I'm washing cheese again. Once I was happy with the drained rice, pushing it into the rice cooker from the bowl, which was one of the most fiddliest things ever.
Since Uncle Roger's not here, I'm gonna say it for him. Fui-yo! Barry actually bought a rice cooker for this video as well. He put a lot of effort into this. Uncle Roger would be so proud of him.
I think I got about 90% of it in there. Adding in the required amount of water and getting the rice cooker going. By washing off the starch, hopefully we're going to stop it sticking together so much.
look at the rice all come together, no.
But I was genuinely a little bit worried. Oh,
If you wear glasses, you know exactly this feeling every time you cook, and especially for every time that you walk into the walk-in for everybody that's a chef, it's the same feeling. Your glasses just fog up on you.
I don't know about this. Look, it's really sticky and clumping together. You've got to trust it. Now, apparently I don't understand this, but by putting it in the fridge, that's actually going to dry out the moisture from it and make it from as sticky as it is to hopefully a little bit more drier and get individual grains.
Fridge looks like it has polka dots on it. It's empty, isn't it? It doesn't have that much. I think this is a studio fridge. It's not his normal fridge. So if anyone doesn't know, the fridge is a dry environment. This is why when you put anything into the fridge unwrapped, it normally dries it out. If you want to get like super extra crispy chicken wings, this is a little trick. Leave your chicken skin uncovered, your wings and everything, the night before in the fridge, and they'll get very nice and dry.
And the next morning, which is actually this morning, I have been pleasantly surprised. Morning. This tray is blooming freezing. Look, it has actually, oh my gosh, that is crazy. It was so gummy last night, and it is still like held together a little bit, but it does separate. I love how the fridge has basically dried that out. So before we think about seasoning our wok, let's at least start to get the stir-fry sauce ready. So I'm just gonna grate this. I'd love to have filmed more scenes in that supermarket. I was getting followed around by a security guard at one point. I think basically because I looked like I was the only person that didn't know what they were doing in there.
Well, that and maybe also because he was filming everything, talking into a camera. They probably thought he was a competition. You have to be careful filming in public now, and I mean, I used to do travel videos before the virus and everything, but just after the virus, I went on my trip to Croatia, and well, I'll tell you, not everybody likes you having a camera, even if you're not filming them. You just talking to yourself, they'll come up and accost you.
All right, the only other thing to really prep is 3 garlic cloves that I've just been rocking in my seesaw. So let's get those things in first. Garlic cloves. The sweet soy sauce, the dark soy sauce. There's the sambal, and last but not least, some sesame oil, which I did have some in the house. The chunks in the chili in the sambal have kind of blended in with the galangal. Am I even speaking English right now? But I have to say, that smells incredible. So that's our sauce. Oh, there we go. Standard.
Yeah, that normally happens. It helps using a funnel, but then again, the way that some people fill their bottles is just don't understand it today.
So yeah, I bought this carbon steel wok. It's really nice and light. The pan I used was actually flat bottom. This is round intentionally. It helps get more heat up the sides apparently. I don't have a wok grill or a wok hob, whatever they call them. I've got my standard one.
Oh boy, Barry doesn't have the correct rings on his burners. In my old house, I also had a gas burner, and I love gas, but my rings were open in the center. If you're gonna be cooking a lot with a round bottom pan and you can't hold it upright by itself, it definitely pays to get a ring, because if not, you're going to always be standing there with one hand busy.
But we have to season the pan. I've never seasoned the pan before. I've always gone like easy and done the non-stick ones. They make me feel really comfortable. It had a much more flat bottom, so I can't get the heats that these can. But apparently on the first wash, what you want to do is get some very hot dishwater to get rid of that initial factory coating.
Some companies such as Duboyer actually put beeswax on it, so it's easy to like take off. You can just burn it off, it's easy. Others may use like a resin or even something synthetic that they actually coat on the pan to protect it from scratching.
And dry it thoroughly. I wondered why I had this over my shoulder. That has genuinely come in useful. Seasoning a pan for some people becomes like more of a pleasure, and it can really help build up flavor. I think there's something called like wok hay. But this is the thing I've never done before, right? This apparently needs to have the steel opened on it. To open the steel, we've got to get this over a high heat fully, so there might be some sort of color change. I have no idea. I really do feel like I work at a leisure centre, or I'm about to go do the kids' disco on a holiday resort.
If none of you have ever seasoned the pan before, it will change color on you.
This is the hottest ring that I have on my hob. It's gas. Nowhere near, like I say, the ones that are used in restaurants. They get apparently only like 5 to 10 times hotter. But this, it should pack a punch. But what we have to do is warm this up. And like, we have to rotate it fully to season it. Oh, I'm seeing smoking. I'm seeing smoking. Is that good? Oh my gosh. Oh look, it's going golden. Look, in the middle there.
If you're gonna be seasoning your pan indoors, which is normal for us, no, we have a kitchen inside, it's a good idea to open the windows and turn on the canopy, because if not, it will smell like a burning pan in the house. It will start to smoke. This is normal.
Wow, that is crazy. It stinks. All right, I gotta say, look at that. Connor, I'll try and bring it there. Awesome. I've not gone all the way to the top, but I'm getting kind of scared.
Now, when you start to do this, it will start to smoke on you. This is perfectly normal. It even may start to smoke a lot. But if you have oil in the pan, because you're gonna need to add oil to this a little later on, and you may need to fix a few spots that you may missed earlier, you don't want too much oil in the pan because it will catch light.
Apparently, what we do now, this is where Uncle Roger reacts to my new reaction to try and make it better, and I don't want that. Apparently, a neutral oil. So here is some rapeseed oil.
Good.
Oh, that's too much. There's too much. So we're just lubricating it in a neutral oil, but apparently just a thin amount.
Now, if you are at home doing this and you can see that your pan is a little like Barry's, where there are a few spots that you've missed, you have to get those parts as well. So a little trick is around the rim, just tilt the pan on the side and slowly put the flame over the spot that needs a little bit more color.
You don't want any puddles, and to be fair, this kitchen towel, wow, that's hot. Oh, wow. All right, I'm still alive. And we're supposed to just warm off and evaporate the rest, so it might smoke again. And apparently you want to keep doing this like 3 or 4 times for best results. So I will do it 2 more times.
Now, you can add a neutral oil, that's fine. I use olive oil, and because I live in Spain, we use olive oil for everything, you know? It's kind of like my big fat Greek wedding with the Windex. We put it on everything.
Flash, somebody gave me the mati.
Put some Windex.
Oh, God, please, please.
Vula, this works. Last night, my toe was as big as my face.
Turn the fire off. When you add oil, you do not want to do this over an open flame. Okay?
I won't put you through that, but that's looking really cool. Okay, so apparently to reinforce the non-stick layer that we've now imparted on after 3 goes, I am gonna add a smidgen of oil. Wow, that just slid down there. And it says something fatty, so I've got some bacon.
It is pretty cool when you do this for the first time because your pan will change these different colors, and sometimes they turn into some really, really, really pretty colors.
Apparently, because it's fatty, it helps impart the non-stick layer. Oh my gosh. Come on. Ugh, I'm not sure about this bacon. I didn't cook it anywhere near to the max, but it's left this like black trail on the pan. Now, apparently that's not necessarily always a bad thing. The other thing now is washing this pan has got to be delicate. Warm water, nothing soapy at all. I've just done a fresh batch. Apparently soap is a no-no. Reminds me of some of my friends.
Yeah, it reminds me of some people I know too. But what I like to do is I like to actually add an egg to it after I've done this a few times just to see how non-stick it is.
Your pan turns into like a little baby. You got to look after it. I wonder if this is what they do every night after a Chinese takeaway closes down, if they like just have to wash all their pans with hot water.
Oh no, trust me, after a busy restaurant closes down at night, the last thing they want to be doing is to be cleaning all their pots and pans, you know, nicely one by one.
That's crazy. What are we doing? I don't know, maybe bacon was a bad choice. It just said something fatty will help it. But I can't deny, that
Careful.
is smoking off, all right? Wok hey? Wok In a minute, we've got a deep fry. This is what happens with the shallots, which I just watched Josh Wiseman's video, and he actually pronounces it.
Now we're gonna fry some shallots.
Shallots.
I always grew up saying shallots because my dad was English and he pronounced it shallots. In the US, we pronounce shallots, but it's like a lot of things between the UK and America. I mean, it's like aluminum or aluminium, it's Caribbean or Caribbean, garage or a garage, a glacier or a glacier. It just depends.
So yeah, I've gone to all that effort of cleaning my pan out again, but we're now going to pour a massive amount of oil in just to fry these up. And apparently we do it whilst the oil warms up, and it might bubble up in a minute. Oh my gosh. Oh, I do like this now. It better be good though, otherwise I'll stop, and that's shallot. Dad joke. They look absolutely gorgeous.
Now you can see what I mean by this is a little dangerous. Barry has one hand holding the pan while the other hand is free. This is very dangerous because he has a pan full of hot oil. So this is why if you get a little stand, it'd be safer. Also, If you're going to be making some crispy onions or crispy shallots, you do want to start off with low heat. You put the shallots in, and then they slowly come up to temp, and then they start frying. This helps to extract the moisture. You don't want to just drop them in hot oil where they may burn on you. And then, of course, when you put this on a little paper towel, you need to spread them apart to make sure that they dry.
All right, so I've just been slicing up some more shallots, slightly more fine. Spring onion, we've got some more for garnish too. Red chili, white pepper, some more garlic cloves. And of course our good old friend the MSG, which is actually telling me to add, and I usually have a much smaller measure in here for that, 2 teaspoons of MSG. MSG, mistakes seasoned gracefully. Oh gosh.
That's a lot of MSG to put in your egg fried rice. Personally, I don't use MSG at home, and in reality, you don't even need it. If you want to make it super flavorful and tasty, you can add MSG. And if you want to show off, you can add a little bit.
Wish me luck. All right, so 3 eggs in a bowl, little mix with a fork, and I'm gonna have it to one side with my other bits and bobs. Right, that's our prep done. Shall we do this? All right, this pan is about to get some duck fat added to it. Oh my gosh, this stuff is cheeky. Makes some amazing roast potatoes.
Oh yeah, definitely. Duck fat with roast potatoes is super delicious. I made one roast potato video a few years ago for Christmas, and I went to like 5 different stores to try to find duck fat. Couldn't find it in the end. I just couldn't get it.
Garlic going in, 30 seconds on its own. All right, just to get it fragrant. In go the shallots, the chilies, and the spring onions. That colour is amazing. Now the eggs go in. Go on, mate. Apparently we let it stand for a few seconds and then start to break it up as it cooks. Oh my gosh, that is cooking.
It's kind of looking like an omelette, or at least scrambled eggs.
In goes our rice. Wow. Okay, now that looks a lot more like egg fried rice. All right, I'm tossing it around a little bit. Oh my gosh, there was heat then. Someone just hit me. Oh, okay, it smells brilliant. I think I need this as a bit of a sweat towel. All of that fat has been completely absorbed. The white pepper goes on, and the MSG.
This is looking a lot better than the first one that he made. Like 10 times better than the first. You can tell that the rice isn't lumpy and wet.
All right, oh my gosh, I've just chucked that rice everywhere. It's telling me to toast it in not all areas, just some of it. In fairness, I think I've got about half left in my pan and the other half all over my hob. Right, let's get this off. I'm gonna have to pour this on a little bit at a time. Because I was thinking, oh, it's a little light, but of course we've not added any soy at all. Oh my word, that's just completely transformed it. I think we're done, Uncle. There is rice all over my floor. It is literally everywhere. On the other side as well. Right, let's finish it.
I like this. We get some behind the scenes action here. Nice. You can make a mess cooking, and I mean, if you're not used to like flipping anything in a pan, it happens. Stuff will fly out.
Here we go. Oh, it's like falling apart. Look, that rice is like not clumping whatsoever. It smells out of this world.
My goodness, what a difference. It's kind of like night and day. I mean, massive difference between the two.
But I have to admit, I was like a little worried. The colour was like, well, it's a bit plain. Normally you'd like make soy sauce during making it. It was just doing that off the heat. No. But we really...
That is beautiful. Look at that. You can tell the individual grains of rice. They're individual. They're not sticking together like pudding. Beautiful.
It's hard to show on the camera. Like some nicely charred edges, but not completely obliterated. I don't know how to make this look nice. I'm terrible at food styling. My videos have never been about that. You know that, guys. It's been really cool to get called out, though. Like, I don't get to collaborate that often, so this is, I guess, is kind of like that. Ah!
Oh, I don't get to collab very often either. Barry, if you'd like to collab, I'd love to collab with you. Really would. You're welcome to come down to Spain, and if you do, we can make some paella, or maybe some patatas bravas, tortilla española, or something else.
Slate me all you want. I cannot wait to try this. This is not the greatest photo in the world, but Uncle Roger and I have been messaging, and I've literally just sent him that photo.
Oh.
All right, I know I should be using chopsticks or something like that, but to be honest, I'm so relieved we've even got to this point. Here we go.
It looks good, eh? It looks really good. A lot better than his first.
It did smell a bit peppery. It's got really strong peppery depth to it. And the heat from that sangat
some.
Sambal. I think he said sangao. That is without shadow of doubt the best egg fried rice I have ever tried. Possibly slightly too much heat for Mrs. B and the kids.
That is incredible. That's the best egg fried rice I've ever eaten.
I was going to skip those fried shallots, so I'm so glad I didn't. That extra little crunch on top. The rice is mildly toasted, but flavoured by that sauce and not greasy and overpowering. The egg is woven through it, the chilli, the spring onion, the shallots as well. Absolutely outstanding. I've loved today. Yes, I got slated, but I think a lot of people would love to be slated by Uncle Roger. I don't mind in a strange way. Maybe that's the key thing of what Uncle Roger's trying to be. He wants people to like force themselves, to push themselves, and I've learnt so much today, even seasoning this blooming thing here. I don't know what I was doing.
I like his videos. He tries to see the bright side of things. I really like that. Too bad a lot of people don't see it that way. They don't take it very kindly, especially Jamie. Well, he hasn't even responded to Uncle Roger, so really, he could come out saying, oh, he's so happy and everything, but after about 4.5 years of it going on without him even recognizing Uncle Roger, I don't think he's too happy about this, honestly.
But it's been fun. So if Josh Wiseman is watching, fantastic recipe, my friend. Absolutely out of this world. Uncle Roger, if you're watching, I've learned, I've grown, I've not stamped my foot. But I know this is just the start of it. It could be so much better. Maybe I could fly over to do a video with you in person. You can show me how it's done. As you've said when you were next in London, I don't live anywhere near London. I live in a place where there's probably more cows than there are people. Incredible. So from this MSG, mildly shamed guy, there's so many things we come up with. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.
So you did a brilliant job with the recipe and also the video. I mean, I really enjoyed reviewing this video. And most of the time I don't enjoy reviewing the videos because we see, some of the videos that we review, they're not happy ones. Long story short, guys, be sure to go over to Barry's channel, his video, and say he did a good job and say hi from me as well. He did an excellent job. And Barry, if you are seeing this, I would love to collab with you. I really would. We don't live that far apart. But if any of you haven't seen our first review of Uncle Roger roasting Barry, not that much, but he did roast him, be sure to check that video out here, and I will see you guys again very soon. Until next time, take care. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the like bell, or the like button and the subscribe button and the bell, and then I'll see you again very soon. Until then, take care.